Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Oh, dude, here comes.
Can't do it.
Here comes.
I'm gonna die.
So beautiful. Oh my gosh, I think I had a baby.
I ate some of my hair.
What on earth is going on in here?
My God.
Oh.
Dude, it was amazing. Like, they just showed the new Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. It was excellent. I mean, what a trailer.
It was beautiful. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Oh, my goodness, by far. The landscapes, the action,
The Winnie the Pooh.
the hairdos.
Kuma Disney.
I agree.
No.
What do you mean, no?
What I mean is, every time you two get excited by some new video game that's about to come out, things get way out of hand. And I'm the one who gets hurt.
Name one time that's happened.
What about when Nintendo Labo came out?
Dude, look! I'm an airplane!
Huh?
Oh, yeah!
What are you two doing?
We're playing with Nintendo Labo.
Yeah, man.
That's
Awesome.
not Labo. It's just cardboard boxes.
No, this is definitely Labo.
Do you remember the time that Red Dead Redemption 2 was real?
Oh, easy now.
Jebediah, I'm gonna get you for stealing my chickens and my sheep.
Oh, come on, Cornwall. You know I didn't steal your chicken or your sheep. All I did was steal your wife.
I did not know about that last part till just now. So the situation has just gotten worse.
Oh, okay, that's right. I did steal your chickens and your cows and your sheep and your wife. Sold them to KFC. Stands for Kentucky Fried Corn. Sell it on the cob. You just ask Bob. By the way, sorry about your goat. He didn't make it. Tried to give him a shower. He didn't like it. I think I held him under the water too long. I'm a sheep murderer, or goat murderer now. They're looking for me in Tallahassee. Don't tell them that, but it's true. Apparently he had a family, had 3 litters full. I call them litters. I think they're called kids. What the frick is that? I don't know. But I can tell you one thing, they definitely missed him. By the way, if you don't know, your goat's name was Javier. Apparently he was an illegal immigrant from Mexico. Didn't know that either. But, yeah.
Can't believe what you did to Javier. Forget my wife. It's over.
Oh, you think you're quick on the draw?
How about when Detroit Become Human dehumanized me?
Andrew? Hi.
Hey!
Hi!
So,
Awesome.
we've got a favor to ask of you.
Yeah, a big one.
Okay, what's up?
Okay, so, we're not like, doing anything weird with these things. But we were wondering if you could snag us a few animatronics, since you work at Disney.
No.
Well,
But,
I mean, we only need 2.
yeah, we just need 2. Okay, how about we reevaluate the situation? Okay, so think about it like this. It's pretty cool. You know, like you just go into work one day, everything's fine, everything's normal, and you're just like, hey, maybe I could snag an aerial for, you know, for your good buddy Josh, you know,
And get me Hopper for personal reasons.
Let me see. No.
Please?
No.
What if I said it was for Detroit to become human?
yes. I mean, you know, I'm going to keep it on the down low, but I mean, you know, it's not like we're building an android or anything.
Replay. Did you say Detroit?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, this is how it's gonna go. You guys can't tell anybody, but fine. I agree to this.
Yes! Oh, this is going to be so awesome. We're making an android. It's going to kill people.
Oh, wait, what?
And who could forget when Spiderman was coming out?
This is very high. This is awesome.
This is high.
Joseph,
What?
get down from there.
No.
Hurt yourself.
Nonsense.
You're not Spider-Man.
I am too. Watch, Josh. Hand me my web fluid.
Okay.
See?
Prove him wrong.
I have my own web fluid.
That's not web fluid. That's silly string.
No.
Watch him web swing. He'll show you.
I'm gonna web swing. Look, I'm gonna web swing over your head.
Yeah. Look at this, dude. It's awesome.
Hurt yourself. Now stay calm.
No, I'm jumping. This is happening. This is happening.
Yeah, you're never going to believe it, dude. It's freaking awesome.
Hey, be careful with that. I'm allergic to some of the stuff in that silly string, okay?
Burns.
Woo!
That was awesome.
What about when God of War?
Do you see the deer, boy?
Yes, Father.
That is life. In order to keep yours, you must take life from others. Now, aim for the heart. Kill it quickly.
Yes, Father.
Do not miss, boy.
What are you doing?
My knee.
You shot me in the knee.
Good job, boy.
This is God of War?
Why are you Kratos if he has the beard?
That's a good point. Very good point. I don't remember any of that, do you?
No, not one of them. You see, that's why this time's different.
Listen, I can already see it's happening again here with this Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, and I don't know if I can personally handle this. You know, with Smash Brothers.
Smash!
Game.
I love video games so much. I just like cuddling with them. They're hard plastic shells. They're smooth surfaces, and they're glossy photo paper on the outside. Oh. Are we starting this now? I wish somebody would have told me before I was extremely inappropriate with inanimate objects. It seems like every time the camera turns on, I'm being inappropriate with inanimate objects. You see, this is why... You know what? Never mind. It's okay. It's all right. I'll be inappropriate with this snowman. For later. my little snowman friend, present, clearly present, visible. Everyone can see him. We are making no contact. Welcome to this year's Video Game Awards 2018, and I'm your host, Joseph Cruey. Because we fired Andrew. I mean, I'm just gonna be blunt about it. Let's face it, he was a terrible host. He was the worst host in the history of hosts. I mean, he even lost a job from Hostess. Okay, I'm lying. He was the best host ever. But he left us, dang it. He left us. He went to Florida. Okay? He's at Disney World right now. He left us. So we had no choice. This is why you're stuck looking at this. Do you want to look at this face for the Game Awards host? I didn't think so. Nobody else thought so either. Okay? You don't want to know where these have been. This year was a tough year in gaming. And by tough, I mean it's been one of the best. We have had amazing games like Red Dead Redemption, God of War, Detroit Become Human, Spiderman, and so many others. Smash Brothers. I mean, just look at this. Look at this. I can't. How am I supposed to pick a game of the year out of all these? This is a large pile of games right here, and I have to pick 10 of these to be on my list, and only one of them can be my game of the year. How am I supposed to do that? Do it! Let's do that.
I love gaming, and I know you love it too. That's why you're here.
Wait. Oh yeah, I knew you were the tedious type.
That was a good montage. It was a very good montage. One of the best. Covering some of the best games from the year. I mean,
What the? Dude, I think somebody's at the door.
why would somebody be at the door? Everybody's over here.
Oh crap! What's this crap that I hear about you saying that I'm a terrible host? What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this?
You see, you didn't see the part that I said after that.
Wait, well, one part all I heard was all over the YouTube apparently, like, I'm a terrible host. What is this crap? I gave my life for this place. I tattooed myself. We're not going to show that. It's not important.
I'm going to need to see that later.
No, we don't need to see it later. What are you looking at?
Cheese.
Did we roll the montage yet?
Yes.
Oh. What the crap? Do it again! So how are we gonna follow up with what just happened there?
I don't know.
Okay, I said some things and I didn't mean it.
I meant everything I said.
I'm done! I will kill you in your sleep tonight.
I look forward to it.
Dude, therapy! Oh my god! So, you want to talk or you want me to talk?
I mean, I think you should talk.
I've been talking a lot already.
That's why you're the host.
God! 2018 Jmdjstudios Game Awards.
Yes.
Fanfare. Confetti explosions. Exactly. So, we are now here to present our final top 10 of the year. I want everyone to know who is watching this. This was the worst decision of our life. We hunkered down in a bunker Say that 3 times, right? Anyways. We stayed in a bunker for 3 months. Had no food. Nearly killed each other. Became cannibals. Then we fell in love. We all got hitched together. And we're all happily married. That's a total lie. I'm sorry.
There was a whole lot of food, but I ate it all at the first couple hours because I got hungry.
I thought this was a lie. It may have been real. So, I'm going to let my co-host here start off the list, and we'll take turns and finish it out with whatever the top number 1 is. Who knows?
All right.
Only God knows.
Number 10 on our list is Celeste.
God. Keep talking.
I would, but I don't know what it is.
I don't know how to describe Celeste other than it's a beautiful 8-bit indie game that it just made me cry.
That's good.
Okay, well, it made me cry. I mean, Celeste is a beautiful indie 8-bit game that you can play on the Nintendo Switch for $20 if I remember correctly. Yes, $20. We're gonna go with that.
Yes.
Nintendo, please don't sue us. But anyways, yes, please play it. It makes you cry. It made me cry. It's definitely one of the best games of the year, and it's a really good testament to game making in general when an indie game can be considered among the best of the year, along with this year of AAA titles. Screw them, you know. Indie powers. Yeah, I didn't mean that. Please don't kill me. Anyways, continue.
You meant that. Number 9. This is a controversial one. It's going to be great. I can't wait to announce this.
Oh dear God.
Fallout 76.
What just happened?
It happened.
Oh my God. How?
We just mic dropped.
What is wrong with us?
Most of our subscribers have just unsubscribed.
I'm subscribing for most right now.
Let's see, I just got a notification on my phone. YouTube has deleted our channel.
It's really that bad. So Fallout 76 is a MMO, but not an MMO.
Yep.
But it's a Fallout MMO.
Yeah, I wouldn't even describe it as a Fallout MMO. It's weird. The way I put it, it's not a main series Fallout game, and if you're expecting it to be a main series Fallout game, don't expect it to be a main series Fallout game.
In other words, everything that you believed in your life, forget it. It's not important anymore. Start fresh, start new. Go get a real job, you know.
However, if you like narratives that are driven mostly by what you listen to and what you read, compared to visuals like actually seeing what's happening, then you will quite enjoy it. Narratively.
You get diseases from rabies.
It's also fun. We don't mean in the game. We
No.
mean like if you play it, you'll get a disease.
Oh,
And that's why it's number 9.
that makes perfect sense. In all seriousness, I don't think it's a bad game, though. I think it deserves
It's
to be
extremely
good.
fun. It's also extremely challenging. So,
It's everything you like about Fallout.
except the narrative.
Exactly. Just give it time, and it will really become something great.
DBZ Fighters.
Oh! Come on, hit me! Ah! Okay, I'm done. Sorry. That was really loud. I apologize, neighbors. Oh, God.
Oh, that hit me right in the
Oh, God. Jesus. Lord help them. Lord. Anyway, so.
Bald now.
I can't see.
What?
Yeah.
Well, that's
I think
awkward.
it fried my hair off.
Oh, God.
Well, that's official. That means Josh has to play as Krillin from now on.
You're a midget. Oh, I'm sorry. That was. So, I love DBC Fighters.
Me too.
It's my favorite fighting game of the year. Oh, that's a lie. Second.
It's our second favorite fighting game of the year.
No. The animation, amazing. The fighting, amazing. I can easily see this becoming an esport fighter, for sure.
Absolutely.
If I don't see more of this game, I'm going to be very sad.
I agree.
Do you think it's the best DBZ fighter? Period.
I do think it is the best Dragon Ball game you can play.
I would second that. I would agree with that.
Yes, it is fantastic. Especially, like, there might be people, I don't know any people, that are fans of just the Dragon Ball games, but not the anime. But if you're a fan of the anime, you will definitely love this game.
10 out of 10. 11 out of 10.
Yes. Number 7 on our list is Pokemon Let's Go. Pikachu and Eevee.
But which one's better?
Well, they're kind of the same, except there's slight differences. It's like red and blue.
There has to be one that's better, though. It's just the way it was X and Y. Like, X, and you got the black Charizard with the blue fire. Instantly better.
That's true.
Yeah.
But the Y, you got the cool version of Mewtwo that looked like Kid Buu, so...
That's also true.
So then what do you do there? Like, you gotta pick one or the other. So what about this?
So in that case, you pick the one with the black Charizard, and then you trade.
So there's really just no answer to this paradigm. It's just Pokemon everywhere. Pokemon is taking over the world, and will continue to take over the world next year in 2019. This is a good placeholder until next year's Pokemon game, though.
Oh yes.
Very much so. If you haven't played it yet, you really should go do it because you'll cry of nostalgia.
In case someone out there didn't know, Pokemon Let's Go links up with your Pokemon Go account.
Dragonite. Anyways, continue.
But yeah, overall, Pokemon Let's Go, it's an interesting hybrid. And when I first saw the concept art and everything, I was under the assumption it was going to be a lot like Go, and it's actually not. It's a whole lot like a main series Pokemon game. As a matter of fact, I feel like it's a main series Pokemon game. Like, it plays just like it, except for the catching Pokemon mechanic. It's incredible. If you want to relive the Kanto days or start it for the first time, Pokemon Let's Go.
Do it. Absolutely.
Plus, you can pet Pikachu or Eevee. Oh my God. You can also ride Charizard.
Days been made.
But at the same time, you can also ride a Snorlax. I don't know how that's possible. You hold onto his belly. I just found that out today.
He becomes a bouncy house.
Pretty much. He's very slow.
I dig it.
Also, it's the only Pokemon game I can think of with jump scares. You're in Mount Moon, you see an Onix pop up, you're going to drop your switch. It'll happen. It's scary. It's a very large creature.
In other words, make sure you're playing in a bed or someplace soft.
Or just in the dark, above concrete.
Question before we go any further. When you say above concrete, we're talking like at a safe distance, so where not only the switch is safe, but also the human individual is safe as well, right?
Actually, I'm just trying to give people very bad advice.
Okay.
People tend to listen to me when I give them bad advice. You shouldn't do this. You probably already did it, but you shouldn't do it.
Trust me. I used to look completely different.
Can we ask you?
Yes.
I don't recall hearing us asking. Like, oh.
Just a cameraman and they hate me. Save me. Number 6. Have you played this one?
I have.
Good, because I haven't yet.
Great. A Way Out is an awesome co-op story-based multiplayer game. Very short, but by far one of the best narratives of 2016. Jesus. I'm so
travel.
sorry. Seriously. 2018. By far one of the best narratives. By far. Does anybody remember the director's name? Because he made this great speech last year, the 2017, that he will forever go down in history for.
F the Oscars.
F the Oscars! And I see why he said that after he put out this game. It's a very compelling game, very emotional game. You will cry, play with your buddies. You will cry even more. You'll probably hug each other. You might take yourself out for brunch. Would you like to go to brunch?
I would like to go to brunch.
Cool.
Can I come?
No.
Dang it.
Sorry.
What is with our cameraman?
I don't know why he keeps just interjecting. You don't ask him. Like,
You know, I gotta do something. I'm divorced.
from what?
From you.
Oh yeah, because the bunker thing. Wow. Yeah. Interesting side note, but we are actually planning, don't know if it'll get to that, but we're planning a Let's Play of A Way Out.
Oh,
Co-op Let's Play.
very cool.
Number 5 on our list. We're in the top 5. Nobody can ever guess these top 5 games.
Nope.
It's not.
It's impossible.
It's completely
You're
unpredictable.
already wrong if you guessed it. Maybe not.
Detroit Become Human is number 5.
I did not guess that.
I did not either.
I was completely wrong.
We don't even have a list.
We're just winging this at this point now. So Detroit.
Detroit.
Crazy. Talking about androids.
Lots of androids.
Talking about how we should treat androids better.
Yes.
Maybe some political statements in that statement.
I mean, like, I used to have an Android, and now I have an iPhone.
So we should treat those nice or treat them like crap?
I got rid of my Android.
I don't know.
I wanted to set my Android free.
Hey Siri, you're an Android?
I don't have the answer to that. Is there something else I can help you with?
No wonder we treat her like crap. She's dumb!
So yes, Detroit. One of the best narratives this year, for sure. And also, based on the studio, it's one of their best works, especially with their... there's just the endings. There's so many endings and so many branching paths. Every little thing you do has an impact on the story. And not just the story, but the world. It's interesting how much you can impact it at the end. For better or worse.
By far, I think this is Quantic Dream's most accomplished game in terms of technology and just how far they've come. I think this is a good sign of what's to come from them, and I'd like to see them change some things and evolve and grow bigger as a studio and keep going the way they're going.
I agree.
Keep on keeping on.
They did
Joe
a
Dirt
lot of
sound.
research.
Lot of research. Stupid amount of research. Probably just go home. You know, you don't have to do that to yourself. You can go home. You can have a life. You don't have to do this. This bottle, you can research this for hours. It's still going to be a bottle.
It's true.
It's over there now. Go research that. Did he just talk again?
He did.
Like, God,
Hey, dude, you hit me with the bottle.
I will set you up with somebody else, dude.
Gonads, that's all I'm saying.
That was hurtful and rude, and I will see you in court.
Oh yeah, I'll be there. Bring him a dog too. I'm taking the dog. Floofy's mine.
That's good, because I poisoned her. I'm just joking. I didn't really do that. That's hurtful and rude. That was a little dark.
Here at Jmdjstudios, we would like to announce that we do not condone insulting midgets or poisoning puppies.
We're very politically correct here.
But they do condone abusive relationships.
Alright! Back to...
Number 4 on the list, God of War. This is where it gets challenging.
This is where it gets dumb.
Because this is the point. This is the thing with these top 4. Okay? All 4 of these deserve the top spot. That's what makes especially starting with number 4. It gets really rough.
From this point on, if we get rude or abrasive, not that we already haven't been, mainly me, just be aware, it's because we physically can't really make a decision. Each one of these games has their own unique thing that make them stand out from any other title this year that makes them easily a candidate for Game of the Year. Starting with this one, oh my dear God.
Yes.
Everything about this game. First off, kudos to Sony Santa Monica. You guys rock. I'm in love with Cory Barlog. That's who I left you for. You'll be alright! He has amazing hair.
And I don't.
I know!
I use moose.
When did you-
Alaskan moose urine, man.
I don't think you're supposed to put that in your hair.
You know what else looks like a person rug? Kratos' beard. Can we talk about that?
Yes.
That was a great
Let's talk about that beard. I've got
My God, he has rocked that beard. Like, he put Willie, what's his name? Willie, from Dynasty? Willie Robertson! To shame! Thank you, there we go.
There's a nice little...
Oh my
we
God.
can stare at it
This
and
is
admire it for a while.
beautiful. It's so beautiful. How great is Atreus, too? Oh
He's
my
awesome.
God. He's like the coolest gaming companion, like,
Absolutely. Hands down.
my God. And everything about that game, from the gameplay, so tactical, and yet it's still God of War. Like, you can still just go nuts if you want to in there. Without spoilers.
It's weird how he's an AI, but one that you can also control sometimes.
It's like the magic button.
It's amazing.
Except he's an AI that actually helps you.
He learns from you, but you can use him in your combat, like an attack.
Instead of like others.
awesome.
Instead of like other AIs, Donald, heal me. Donald, heal me. Donald, heal me. Square Enix, fix it. Kingdom Hearts 3 is out in a month. Fix it. Anyways. So Atreus is great. He's great. Oh, and we also have the best word ever probably invented in games. It's like the Stone Cold Steve Austin what? Instead it's boy, 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 boy.
Oh boy.
So God of War's narrative,
God of War had an amazing narrative.
by far one of the best this year. Why am I saying by far so much? It's just a fun phrase to say.
It was a by far kind of year.
It was a by far kind of year. By far everything, man. The narrative though, like 10 out of 10. Best cliffhanger ever.
Oh yes.
We're gonna fight Thor.
Some of those fights too. Let's use that narrative to transfer into the fights.
We're gonna
because
fight Thor. Sorry, I'm still on that. Go.
It's good. It's good.
It's really
Like,
good.
That's when the
I
game
just
really
spoiled the
wakes
crap
up.
out of everything. To be fair. Yep, okay, we're continuing on. Continuing on. I didn't spoil nothing. Nobody knows anything. Continue.
So yeah, that's when the game really wakes up.
Yes.
Is that first fight you get into? Because you're just like, oh, this guy picked with the wrong person. He don't know who Kratos really is.
Surprise.
And then you get in the fight and you're like, oh, he knew exactly what he was doing. That's crazy.
It's like a Dragon Ball Z fight on steroids.
It was. It was.
And there was already enough veins and muscles in Dragon Ball Z to do you over, but not anymore. Now you got Kratos, an unnamed character.
Seriously, it
This
might
is
as well
hard
have been
not
a
to
Dragon
spoil
Ball
it.
Z fight. That's what it felt like.
It's literally one of the best opening fights, period. And not only that, but the game just gets progressively better. There's not a wasted moment in this game that makes you feel that you're not immersed in the entire world at some point in time.
You know, one of my favorite moments from it was actually in the trailer when Atreus looks up at the dragon and says, "Can you kill something that big?" I love it.
I literally just wanted Kratos to lose his mind on his son right then and there. Have you seen me? Do you see what I do? Do you see me picking up giant trees and stuff? Oh, just wait right here. He goes and kills the dragon. That would have been great. But no, he was calm. He's cool. He's Kratos. So, anyways, God of War, by far, one of the best games of the year for 2018. If you don't play it, then I'm just gonna have to kill you. I'm sorry.
So, number 3 on our list is Spider-Man.
My God, Spider-Man.
One of the most fun experiences I've had this year.
By far. I was gonna say that.
There's something incredible about just the web slinging, moving from point A to point B.
Best traversal system, period.
Yeah, like I refuse to use fast travel. I used fast travel just to unlock a trophy.
Or
That
just
was it.
or just to watch Spider-Man just go.
Oh yeah, I mean like the fast travel, the animations were cool. I will say that, but it was so much more fun to just web sling everywhere.
And again, a super great narrative. And for Insomniac's first major, they've had great games in the past, but I think this was their first major AAA title that put them firmly in the limelight. For them to do that and make a great narrative that puts them on par with the Arkham trilogy, which has held that title of best superhero game, period, says a lot about that studio and what's eventually going to come from them in the future. I'm excited for God of War 2. I think I might be a little bit more excited for Spider-Man 2. It's been out there. It's been out there.
Oh my God, what if they come out in the same year again?
Oh, I can't do this, guys.
No. I don't want to have to make this decision a second time. I didn't even think about that, but God of War 2 and Spider-Man 2 could come out in the same year.
It's terrifying.
That'll be the last year we have a Game Awards show.
What are you talking about? It's next year.
What?
2019. Kingdom Hearts 3. Everything's gonna go downhill after that. We can't go anywhere but down after that. What's next?
Oh boy, this one. We could talk about this one for weeks.
We can't do it. We can't talk about it. It took nearly a week to beat the thing.
Yeah.
Talking about Red Dead Redemption 2. So Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead Redemption 2. One of the best games
Ever. Without a doubt.
I agree with that.
Yep.
It's not our game of the year.
I think all of these games, in a lot of ways, I would easily put God of War as one of the best PlayStations, if not right now the best PlayStation game. Period. I'll put that out there. I think I told you that. I think God of War is the best PlayStation experience. Period. And I think it deserves one of the best games ever made. But vice versa, so does Red Dead Redemption 2.
There has been 2 games in my life where when the credits rolled, I sat there and watched the credits and just reflected on my journey. The first one was Chrono Trigger. The second one was Red Dead Redemption 2.
If you don't cry in Red Dead Redemption 2, you do not have a soul.
That ending, it is amazing
Both?
and rough.
Did I say something? No, I didn't say
It's just, it's beautiful. That's all. That's the only way you can explain that game is beautiful.
Refined on everything that made Red Dead 1 great. Learned from GTA 5 and what they can do better. And now we have a culmination of that work. And it's Red Dead Redemption 2. By far Rockstar's best game. That worked well in the sentence, and nobody caught that I said that again except for myself. Yeah. Addison out.
That leaves only one for Game of the Year. And it kind of took us all by surprise.
I think it took everyone by surprise. Like, all of these games this year, we all kind of could see fitting in the number one spot. But I think, if we're all being honest, we kind of expected it to come down between God of War and Red Dead. But this game was still on everyone's, except for one,
I haven't played it.
top 10 list in the top 3. Which just goes to show you how great it is. And I believe, I don't know about you, that this game alone is a celebration of gaming as a whole.
It is. It's a masterpiece, and in terms of being a celebration of gaming, it's the best fighter I've ever played.
Agreed.
It's obviously Smash Brothers if you haven't caught on at this point.
I think it's one of the best Nintendo games ever too.
Absolutely. It's flawlessly designed and amazing combat. Awesome roster.
Awesome
like,
roster.
Everyone. Like, when they said everyone was there, I was like, okay, well, all the old characters are there, but not everyone's there. And then they announced Joker from Persona 5, and I'm like, oh, everyone's there. Okay.
We don't have Sora yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, but we will. It needs to happen. It needs to happen. It's coming. It's coming. But yeah, like, this is one of the best games. Again, one of the best games ever.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the best Smash. Addicting in every sense of the word in terms of the single player experience, which surprisingly enough is very well thought out. Again, just like God of War, nothing in there was an afterthought. It was very much meticulously thought out, put into that. Same with all the new modes, all the new experiences. The spirits alone are so much fun to gather and collect. I haven't really progressed in World of Light as much as I wanted to, other than mainly getting to the end of it and then replaying it just so I can get more spirits. That's all I've done.
Yep.
That's all I want to do is just get more spirits. But
it's described in one word: content. There's so much content. It's literally an endless game. It will never end.
I agree.
You can just keep it going forever.
How are they going to top that?
I don't know.
I don't think they can. Will this be Sakurai's last game?
I highly doubt it.
I hope not.
Every game's his last game. He'll never stop.
You have people debating right now saying yes.
You think it is?
I feel like it could be his last Smash. Like, if there was a time for him to bow out, it feels like this would be it.
I don't see how they can go from here.
He pulled out all of his punches in this one, I will say that.
I'd retire in fame right now. I'd be like, peace.
He could very well do that. Created not only one of the most powerful characters ever conceived, fictionally, but one of the best games ever made.
Multiple best games ever made.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is they keep one-upping each other, so he's going to have something crazy to do to top that.
That's something we should say. But all of our top 4 here, it's going to be hard for any of them to top what they've done. Like, I want to know how you go beyond Smash Ultimate, Red Dead Redemption 2, Spiderman, and God of War. And there's little things. You're going to say little bitty things. Like, for example, they could have more cutscenes in Smash. That might make it a little better. In Red Dead 2, maybe tighten the controls a little more. That might make it a little better. These are small things. That's not really going to top it.
Yeah.
That's just going to polish it even more.
For the most part, this has been one of the best years in gaming, I think, period.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think we're going to have this for a while, even next year. Because we all know it's going to win Game of the Year next year.
It's probably going to be unanimous. We should all just start doing the sign.
We might as well just go ahead and vote now. We're just
going to hold up our fingers.
We have way too much time on our hands to obsess over this one game that's taken 16 plus years to come out. Anyways. So, that is our Game Awards top 10 list. It's been fun.
It has been. It's been real fun.
Laughs. Tears.
Cheese. I had to say it at least once.
I'm gonna get my plane back to Florida now. Addison out for real.
Because he wants the cheese!
By far.
By far. Thank you, Dad.
I should not be left alone. You remember what happens with the inanimate objects? Ah! My snowman!
So Red Dead Redemption 2. I gotta say, a lot of people looked forward to this game because, it looked amazing from the get-go. And the original was just an adventure that I think everybody loved. You know, and Rockstar has been, I don't know, they crafted an amazing world with the first one, and we knew that they would do it again with the second one. But I don't think anybody expected it to be quite as amazing as it turned out to be. I mean, the world itself is just, it feels alive. It's so alive that, I mean, I'll have people actually just watch the game, you know, as I play it, because they want to see how the world is and what it's like. I mean, when you can see animals hunting each other and then dying and then decaying and then finding their skeleton later, I mean, that's incredible. I mean, I accidentally killed this bad dude's horse, and it rotted in the road for like a week of me playing it. I just kept running over the skeleton. It was weird. But, you know, and that happens with dudes too. I mean, you kill a bad guy, he lays there, he rots. You don't see that in any other game, do you? but I mean, but the actual world, like, seriously though, is incredible. The story is amazing. Arthur Morgan is great. I love that guy. I mean, favorite line? Whoa there, boy. Easy, boy. That's a powerful line. And I mean, you know, it's a great game. It's a living world game that you can experience. It's like being in your own Western. And, you know, even, I think anybody who sees it will just admire how amazing it truly is. You know, not to get into like spoilers about what I know and about the game, but from the journey, from the beginning to what I've experienced of it is just, I don't know, it's memorable, and you'll remember that. And that's the thing about this game. There's so much in it that you will remember, and you'll never forget, because it offers that experience of being in a Western, living in this world as these characters. And you're not going to get that experience in just games, you know, like, there's a lot of games where you kill zombies. There's not a lot of games where you can actually live in the Wild West, you know, and actually just feel that world come to life. And that is why I just absolutely adore Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay, I'm going to talk about Fallout 76. I know what you're thinking. What are you doing? Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of problems with it. I would say the main thing for me for a video game is, did I have fun playing it? The answer is, by myself, no, I did not have fun playing it. But when you have friends, it's still, I enjoyed playing it with friends. Like, that saying that my brother always said that he saw from a YouTube video is, even poop is fun with friends. And it's true with this game. It's got a bunch of flaws, but it still works like a Fallout game. And I think the biggest thing that me and a couple of my other friends like about it is we're thirsty for a Fallout game, and it still has those elements in it. So it's more the nostalgia feeling of playing a Fallout game that makes it worth trying for me. And I don't like online games. And this is one game that I find myself still playing every now and then.
So God of War, man. Okay, so I set the stage there. I've played all the God of War games. I've played them since I was younger. Probably too young to play them. But I have, you know, and I loved them. They were amazing, amazing games. So this new one, you know, just God of War. You know, it says something with its title. It's not really, I mean, it's connected to the other ones, but it is so different. It is vastly different. They changed, you know, it's a one-shot camera through the whole game. The combat is completely different. The story is much more heartfelt and personal between Kratos and his son Atreus. And they go on this, you know, journey to release Atreus's mother's ashes, Kratos' wife, you know, on the top of the biggest, tallest mountain there is. And it's an amazing journey, because then they encounter gods along the way that wants to kill them, you know, dragons. And the world is actually very much open, that you can just explore and do what you want to do in it. You know, you just find things by just exploring. And the story between Kratos and Atreus is excellent. Like the father-son bond, incredible. And it's just such a touching story with such a visceral gameplay. I mean, the boss fights, the action, it's rough, it's brutal, like you'd expect from God of War. But the actual story itself, you know, it touches your heart. And it's quite an experience. It's a different experience from the other God of Wars, and it's a step forward in the franchise. And it just, I don't know, it's quite an amazing evolution, you know. And that's the thing about it. That God of War is truly something special. In the same way that, you know, all the other games that have come out this year have had their own amazing experiences. God of War is just a definitive adventure. With heart and adventure, art and action and just everything you could want from a God of War game, but even more. So it's an amazing game. You should play it.
Okay, so Fallout 76. It's got a lot of crap. A lot of bad reviews. And I don't really understand why. Yeah, there's glitches in it. It's not fun, as fun playing by yourself. Like when I first started playing it, I did not like it. I was like, man, this sucks. And it was a Christmas present. It was an early Christmas present. So I started playing it. I was like, dude, this is the worst Christmas present I've ever received. Until Joseph and Drew got on and played with me. And then we just had so much fun. Again, there's still glitches that happen almost every time we play it, but that's in like every Fallout game. I've never played a Fallout game without glitches constantly. They don't have a lot of narrative compared to the other Fallout games, but there's still a crap ton of missions to do, and I still find myself getting invested in the missions. They're not as long or as detailed as some of the previous Fallout games, but I still find myself getting so into the story of each mission. And my favorite one is the Mistress of Mystery. Me, Joseph, and Drew have all become mistresses, and it's great. We got the veil, and we have pictures of us in our underwear and the veil, and that's it. It's great. So I definitely would recommend this game to anyone as long as they plan on playing with someone else. One last thing that is my favorite part about Fallout 76, this is probably the best map Fallout has ever done. It is so beautiful and so freaking large. There's so many places to explore and discover, and the scenery is just drop dead gorgeous compared to other Fallout games. It's wonderful.
That's what she said. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about Detective Pikachu, because Detective Pikachu is amazing. This is one of the darkest Pokemon stories ever. That's weird. It's weird, and it works. I mean, you're talking about a missing persons case, and it turns out that you're busting a drug company, and it's crazy when you think about it. And it's rated E, so don't get me wrong. You know, it's not like violent or anything, but it's definitely a darker story in the Pokemon universe. And it's kind of simplistic, but it has a very nice feel to it that's a mixture of games like Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, and Professor Layton. It's incredible. It's a very, very nice story and very good gameplay. Although, I will say, parts of it are kind of predictable, but the voice acting is awesome. Definitely worth a look. Okay. You're just going to keep it rolling, or?
Yeah, since you're ready to go.
Okay. Octopath Traveler on the Nintendo Switch. This is one of the best RPGs that's came out in a long time. It's very, very good. The fact that you have 8 different characters, you can choose whichever one you want, and you can finish just their story all by yourself if you want. You can only get a couple characters, you can get all 8. It turns into a very long game. And then there's a lot of post-game stuff, which is cool because most of the post-game content isn't locked behind beating the game. So if you find it and you think you're strong enough to do it, you can do it. Which is awesome because you can seriously break certain characters before you fight their final bosses. It's very, very unique and definitely worth a look for the Switch. Okay. Fallout 76. I love this game. That's how I'm going to start that. I love it. I've had so many countless hours of fun with this game already, and I don't even feel like I've scratched the surface. And to me, that is what makes a good Fallout game. It's not the story of the game or the NPCs, as most people complain about. To me, the Fallout experience is about those campfire stories you can tell with your friends when you sit around and you can explain how you were fighting some feral ghouls, and all of a sudden you look up and there's a Deathclaw chasing you, so you jump on top of a car, and the Deathclaw comes to you, starts attacking the car, you're shooting it with a shotgun. When he finally gets his last hit on the car, it explodes, it kills you and the Deathclaw, and the last thing you hear before the loading screen keys is, "Congratulations!" from a Mr. Handy prize bot, because he was running up to you during all of that chaos and you didn't even notice. It's stories like that that make games like Fallout 76 worth it. I'm not defending its many flaws. It has flaws, and most of them are valid. Not all of them, but most of them are completely valid, and I understand if someone doesn't like it. But for me, it gives me a Fallout experience I want. It's not a Fallout 5. It's not even a Fallout New Vegas, for that matter. And as a matter of fact, if I had to rank Fallout 3, 4, and New Vegas, this would be on the bottom of the list. But it's so much fun. If you enjoy playing Fallout and you want that Bethesda RPG style experience, definitely get it. Okay, I'm saving Red Dead for last. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Everyone is here. I don't know what else to say about that. The fact that this game has so much content, hundreds of stages, so much music, over 70 fighters, DLC fighters on the way. The fact that the story mode is 20 hours or longer. The fact that every individual character has their own personalized classic mode. The fact that you can play online. The fact that you can play local. The fact that you can play single player. It's incredible. The fact that the trophies are now something you can use. They're now spirits. All of it together, to me, really feels like it's the ultimate Smash experience. And it feels like a combination of everything I loved about every game, from the first game all the way to this one. And I've had so much fun with this, and I just wish I could play even more before today. And I mean, like, I have crammed and crammed because this came out so close to our awards show, just to get as much content in this as possible. And we're about to have a tournament. I can't wait. It's so fun. This is one of the best games you can get on the Switch, and definitely one of the best games for this year. Okay, Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, this game is my personal game of the year. This is the one that I'm voting for. And the reasoning is so weird, because I would say my first 10 hours of the game, I wasn't having it. I was just not having it. I was rejecting it completely. It did not mix with me well. And I feel like that's kind of my problem with Rockstar games in general, because I like most Rockstar games, but they're not like the best in my opinion. And this one really hooked me, and it was equal parts character, story, gameplay, and experience. It was weird, and I loved it. I like the fact that every character in the game, as far as your camp is concerned, not a single one of them is a flat character. They all change in some way. No matter how small or how large it is, every one of them has their own story and their own experience to demonstrate in this, and it's amazing. And it was weird because Arthur is a fantastic character, but there were so many other characters in there that I felt were just as good, and that's crazy. And the world is so believable. It's so realistic, and I enjoy being in the world, even when I'm not doing anything. I just enjoy being in that world. The ending and the epilogue, it really makes this game. By the end of this game, it leads you perfectly into the original Red Dead Redemption. I mean, like, you can take this game out after your epilogue, put in the first one, and you're ready to go. It's amazing, and that's actually what I did. I actually, when I finally put this down after so many hours of gameplay, I'd say at least 100 that I've sunk into this, at least. When I put it away finally, I started Red Dead Redemption 1. It's almost impossible not to. It's so difficult. And I love it. And it has flaws. I'm not going to deny that fact. There are flaws in Red Dead Redemption 2, and a lot of them are valid. There's complaints about the controls. I have those. I think they're slow and clunky at times. It doesn't matter. The controls do not bother me anymore. I had issues with the horse AI. I don't anymore. It doesn't bother me. And there was a few others. I don't even care, because there's only 2 games in my life, and there's only 2 games in my life that I've ever watched through the credits and just reflected on my journey through the entire experience. And like I had to talk about it immediately. And that was Chrono Trigger and Red Dead Redemption 2. And this game, along with Smash, both topped my 20 list this year. And that's weird because I don't have anywhere to put them, so I actually have to figure out what I'm bumping off. So yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2.
First game I'm going to talk about is Celeste, because it cracked our top 5, which I found pretty surprising, and I think several people here did too, because there's a lot who haven't played it. It's a smaller title, and so it's interesting that it's had this much of an impact. I don't think indie games typically rate this highly on our list. I certainly wouldn't have expected it. When I first saw it at the beginning of this year, it was something I was immediately interested in. I wanted to play, but I didn't pick it up for a long time, till last month. And I remember seeing, Game of the Year talks about it, and I scoffed. I thought it was overplayed. When I finally actually sat down and played the game, I was surprised by how hard it was. It's really difficult. It's a really excellent 2D platformer, but I was more surprised by the story and how the story mixes in with the game. They're so connected in a way that I don't think I've realized games could be almost. The way you feel playing through certain sections, I think, emulates how the character is feeling, the things they're going through, and it's incredibly effective. Also, the music is sweet.
Okay. Stop.
Alright, so now for something different. I think I'm the only person in this room, possibly this country, who's played this game. That's Yakuza Kiwami 2, which is actually a remake of a PlayStation 2 game. It's part of a series called Yakuza, which first time I ever heard of it, I think it was referred to as a Japanese Grand Theft Auto, and I immediately was like, I don't want to play that. Turns out I really like these games, and that's a pretty bad moniker. What's interesting about this is, on one hand, you have sort of a very serious story about the Yakuza. There's a lot of death. On the other hand, the gameplay itself is almost like a beat-em-up. You get to beat up bad guys, and Kiwami 2 is the best I've seen it. It just looks great. It uses the newest engine. It plays great. For some reason, I really like the way the menus look. And, you can pick up a bicycle and slam it through some guy's head, and if that's not a 10 out of 10 game, why are you here? It's all in Japanese, and as someone who's studying Japanese, that's fascinating. I'd love to someday get to the point where I can understand any of it besides Nani. But there we are. It's a fun game. Dude, okay. This is a weird thing to get excited about, but here we go. You go into a shop, right? You go to the burger shop because you're like, oh, I need to eat. I'm going to get some food. So you order a burger and you're like, well, I'll get the shake and the fries. When you get that combo, you get like a meal combo, and this is how you like upgrade your stats in the game. So like, because I got all 3 of those things, I got like a bonus, because like, of course, I got a full meal. I got the shake, I got the burger, I got the fries. And for some reason it's like, oh, okay, this is great. And you can't eat too much, you'll get full. Someone stop me. Make it quit. Very serious, silly stuff. You can go into a Sega arcade, play Sega games. I think this one has Virtua Fighter. The whole game, it's all there. I mean, if you want to pay $60 for that, go ahead. I'm good. Please stop me. Quick take, I'm not going to do a full thing about Spiderman. I liked it a lot. I beat it in 3 days, which is really quick for me. It usually takes me forever. I loved it. It's better than Homecoming. Deal with it.
So my main man, Spidey. This game made me do something that I've not done with a game in a long time. And that is play it non-stop until I beat it. I can't tell you the last game that made me so invested that all I wanted to do was play that game. whether I was at work or at college or wherever I was at. If I was not home, that's where I wanted to be, so I could play some more Spider-Man. The story is just so freaking good. Like, that's the only way to describe it. It's just so good. There's so much to do, from main missions to side missions to challenges, collectibles. It's just never ending, it seems like. But it doesn't make you feel like you have to do it. You want to collect all of the stuff. You want to do all the missions, all the side missions, all the challenges. You know, like, it's just so much fun, all of it. There's not a single point in the game where I sat there and I was like, man, I really just don't want to do this right now. You know, it was just constantly, like, even taking pictures of famous landmarks throughout New York City. That was just so much fun. And even once I beat the game and platinumed it, you know, got all the trophies, there was not much more that I could do, but I still wanted to I still played it for, you know, a couple days after beating everything, just swinging around the city, because it was just so much fun, and just, you know, exploring it. And for me personally, like, I've been to New York, I've visited, so I was curious to see how realistic the map was based on what I could remember, and they nailed it pretty good. So that's what I did after I beat the game. I just went through and, you know, just like, I remember this. You know, this looks exactly like it does in real life. So I've really enjoyed the game, start to finish, even afterwards. And then they released the DLC. And I'm not going to go much into the DLC because I've not completed what has been released yet. There's 3 chapters. I've not done the 3rd chapter because it's not been released. And I have just started the 2nd chapter. But the first one was so much fun and just added, you know, an extra element and extra challenges and stuff to do from the main game itself. Overall, this was one of the best gaming experiences that I've had probably ever. That's about it.
Spider-Man. Words that come to mind when I play it is I love it. Game's great. It is so much fun. Like, they nailed Spider-Man. They absolutely nailed Spider-Man. They nailed the city. They nailed the traversal. They nailed the web slinging. It's great. Like, you can't... There's no greater Spider-Man experience. If you're going to play a Spider-Man game, you need to get Insomniac's Spider-Man, because it's just amazing. The story, the characters, the main story, especially the relationship between Peter Parker and Octavius, is just incredible. Like, it's like the best relationship I've seen between them. You know, like, I don't know, you get this student and mentor, you know, that are, like, he means so much more to him, you know, like, than just a teacher. He's really considers him like a, you know, a father figure in a lot of ways. Peter does, and it's just a massive betrayal when things just go downhill. And you know, of course, anybody who knows Spider-Man knows Otto Octavius is Dr. Octopus eventually, and you know, it's, yeah, even though, you know, I don't want to give away spoilers, but I mean, you know, you probably know by now if he's in the game. There you go. And it's just, I don't know, you can't really talk about it without just saying how good that storyline is. And not only that, but the combat is amazing. It makes you feel like Spider-Man. Yeah. You know, you just, I don't know, it's got something that no other Spider-Man game has had, and I think that is just the heart of what being Spider-Man is. Play it, you won't regret it, you'll love it. It's just, it's great. Perfecto.
So, I want to talk about Detroit Become Human, which is a game that will absolutely destroy your faith in humanity. Humans suck. We always have. We probably always will. And it's a game about that. You can play, the first time I played through it, you can play as nice as humanly possible. You can be as non-violent as humanly possible, and you will still get all of your friends gunned down in the street painfully. So, yeah, that's one of many, many outcomes. Of course, there were many outcomes at the end, some ending with robots winning, sometimes violently, sometimes through peace, or at least more peaceful solutions than others. It's very nicely, tightly woven together, and it's got these 3 different storylines that happen simultaneously that all sort of converge towards the end, but have their own very distinct endings. And those are the ones that I've just discovered. I've only beaten it a few times. They're all really great. They're all really different. I really couldn't praise it highly enough. And I think it deserved a spot on our list, but I mean, not that many people played it, and it was understandable that people didn't. Other things I'd like to say about the game is it has almost no... It's weird to say, as I'm getting ready to say these words, it has almost no gameplay to it. There's very little actually moving around and exploring. It's very much just changing a few initial conditions, making a few different choices here and there, and then watching the radically different outcomes that they make. So it's really fun. Definitely pick it up if you like movies and story-based games and things that you're not really actively playing so much as you're sort of watching unfold. If you just want a good movie, that would be a great game to get, and you get to watch a movie that has many different endings that you control the ending of slightly, but it's a surprise every time. So, yes, great game. Humans suck. Merry Christmas.
Good on you.
Nino Tuniku was real good.
So, Detroit. I've not beat the game yet, but I have enjoyed playing this game almost as much as I have Spiderman. It started off pretty slow to me. The first couple missions, I couldn't really get into them. I struggled wanting to play the game. Literally, I probably played the first couple missions and then waited a good week before I popped it back in and decided to give it another shot. But I'm glad that I did give it another shot, because once I got past the first couple missions, I started to get invested into each individual player's or character's story, and kind of got the hang of the game, and how it's played and kind of what to expect. And each character's story is so unique, but yet they all piece together, which is a really cool aspect of the game that I really, really enjoyed. I feel like every person that plays it can relate to one of the 3 stories more so than the other 2, based on their own personal life experiences. And what's completely different about this game compared to most other games that I really love, and it's probably my favorite aspect of the game, is the fact that you have control over literally everything you do. And based on your actions, it will give you a different outcome based on, or not just a different outcome, but I mean, it builds a different trust with the other characters that you encounter. The people that you encounter will either like you or hate you based on what you do. And I think that's a really cool aspect. And, it becomes morally conflicting at times. One mission in particular, spoiler alert, kind of, I guess, but playing as Kara, when Kara and Alice leave Todd's house, you're trying to find a place to stay for the night, and it becomes so morally conflicting, because obviously you've got 3 choices that you can stay in, and the best choice, would be to stay at the hotel. But the problem, you encounter 2 problems. 1, you don't have money. 2, if you go over to the hotel, you realize that they don't allow androids. So, if you choose that route, you have to steal not once, but twice. And Alice is not a fan of that. So then, if you don't want to go that route, you're then forced to choose between an abandoned car or an abandoned house. and it just becomes kind of morally conflicting in that mission in particular, because it's like, do I steal and get, stay in the better option for the kid? I'm looking out for the kid. I'm doing it for the kid. I'm not doing it for me. I'm an android. I don't need heat. I don't need food. I can chill and be fine. But I'm doing it for the kid who's already experienced a lot of pain and hurt in the past, or in the game leading up to that point. So it's like, do I really want to take a risk of something bad happening by going to an abandoned house or sleeping in an abandoned car parked outside, in an alley? Or do I want to have her sleep in a nice hotel room where I know she's going to be protected? Overall, from what I've played, it's really good. I've got super invested into the story, even though it got off to a slow start for me. I've become very invested in all three storylines, to the point that it has me craving more. After each mission, like, I just want to continue. That way I can just see what happens next. It's like almost like cliffhangers. To me, it's not cliffhangers, but it gives like the same vibe. It's like, what's gonna happen next? I gotta know. And that's my favorite part about it. Plus, one of my favorite actors of all time, he plays in Grey's Anatomy, is Jackson Avery. He is Marcus, and I flipped out when I saw him. The very first mission, I kind of thought, I didn't really look at the face. I was just, I was walking through the park, or through the town, whatever, as Marcus, and I was like, this guy kind of looks familiar. But again, I didn't look at his face or anything. And then I went into a store, talked to a guy, and then I heard the voice, and I was like, that's Jackson Avery from Grey's Anatomy, and I lost my crap. Because I love him. He's the best character. Hands down. Just because he's Jackson Avery. He's beautiful. Alright, that's it.